Welcome. We're back in a different location, have new graphics. A lot has changed in the course of 5 days or so. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you all had happy holidays. Last week of the trading year, or just last week of the year, but last week in the market for 2020. New Year's on Friday. Wish everybody a good 2021. Hopefully things can be better. But just wanted to go live, recap, what the current market looks like with stimulus, with all the things happening, with the end of the year, and just, talk about what people want to see, stuff like that. Welcome to everybody joining in. Hit that like button if you support the free trade movement. Let's get to 20 likes. Hit that subscribe button. Looks something like that. Just helps grow the stream. And yeah, if you want to send me a tip, it's a pinned comment in the chat, first link in the description. Hopefully you guys like the new graphics and stuff like that. So let's get some vibes in the chat for that. And hopefully everything's working out fine. But I'm just going to go with it. Let's get to, what we do best, which is analysis. Just trying to fix some stuff up. All right, looks better now. If I'm looking up the reason I'm looking up is because I'm looking at a TV for like my stream overlay and the chat and stuff like that. So just trying to get a little bit of the hang of things. So all right, let's get to it. Weekly trades, just starting off this week. There's really no new trades for this week, but just carrying over some trades from last week. The trades that we closed out last week were CBAT, XL, NLS, and RIDE were all huge winners last week. Then we took some losses very slightly on Walmart and DraftKings, and a decent loss on KNDI. But great week last week, probably the best week yet, looking through all the trades and stuff. But this week, I believe it was SPI had a really good day today, up like 11%, was up 13% at one point. And Fisker kind of pulled back today, but held 16 somehow. Was able to sell at 1750 on Thursday, I think, or Wednesday maybe, whenever it did hit 1750, and then I got right back in. So yeah, I'm back in Fisker at 16. So let's get to the charting. We can take a look at FCEL Trade Assassin. Thank you again for donating the $100 after the charity stream ended. Really appreciate that. So we'll take a look at that. Fisker, the whole deal. Usually go through Fisker and just like the general stock market and stuff. Trying to make sure the audio is good, fixing everything up so we can just get right to it. But yeah, we got some vibes coming in the chat from Harry. And let's take a look at FCEL first, Forward Trade Assassin, and then we'll move on to FSCR and stuff. So FCEL, I mean, it just broke this orange box zone, like the resistance area. Talked about it, not sure when. There was also some hidden bullish divergence on the daily, which you can see right there. So there were multiple things lining up for FCEL. Obviously, it's already had a crazy run. At the lows, it was like under $2. It was like 160 or something, and now it's sitting at 11.55, trying to back test the previous high from November 24th. It's trying to flip that into support now. If it doesn't hold, take caution, but if that can hold, great. Honestly, this was like the better area to be getting in, just because you already had the signals with the hidden bullish divergence and stuff. At this point, not too sure, kind of like a coin flip, but that is FCEL. All around in the market was a pretty good day. I mean, the S&P was up nearly 1%. I think it was up like just about 1% at one point in the upsloping flag, no divergence or anything. But the indexes look pretty decent, can't lie about that. Also, you had the stimulus coming in, which obviously is the reason for the great day today. And now I think the House is voting on like trying to, I don't even know exactly what it is, but they're trying to get like the $2,000 checks going out instead of the $600. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, the market's been crushing it. Let me know if the audio is good, by the way. It might be a little bit too loud. Just let me know in the chat. Thank you for the 40 people in here. Let's hit that like button. Let's get to 20 likes real fast. I know 2 of you have not hit that like button. Come on, let's hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip, there's a pinned comment in the chat. But we can take a look at FSCR, which was down like 2% or so today. Not too great. Guy says that is correct. Senate is unlikely to pass it, so we shall see. I know there was some sort of voting going on after the market closed today. But yeah, if we look at the daily on FSCR, the hidden bullish divergence I've been showing for a long time is still developing. Both the long-term and the short-term trades that I put out on FSCR are very nicely in profit, as I showed you in the beginning of the stream. So yeah, you just kind of, you broke out of like this, I don't even know if it's a real structure, but you had like a mini symmetrical triangle. It broke out to the upside. Now it's trying to flip that into support. Trade's still in profit. I took profits at 17.50. The reason I did take my profits there, and this was on the original trade that I put out, because you certainly do have a resistance at 17.50 from, you know, the beginning of November and the beginning of this month. So I took some profit. I took all my call option profits at 17.50, but I'm still holding my long-term position. Haven't even looked at the 1 hour, not too sure what's going on there. Not much of an edge. You had the three rising valleys pattern where the entry was 15.68. I took my profits at 17.50. There still could be 18.21, which is just the next resistance after that. But we'll see. You want to pivot here, obviously. Not the best price action today, even though it did have a very nice close to the week last week. Do I think that the downtrend, like in the macro, is over? Yes, I do, especially with the bounce off the golden retrace. Remember that 14.55 level I called? If we look at the daily, that was your 0.618 retraced. So bounced off of that, broke out of this mini pattern with hidden bullish divergence. The technicals are looking good still. Obviously, they looked better at around $15 when I was putting out the trade and stuff. Do I think the downtrend is over? Yes, but the question is, when will the uptrend start? Maybe we just keep on, you know, bouncing up and down, bouncing up and down. But when will a consistent uptrend start? I have no clue. There is no way to know. But what you can do is react. If you see that we're breaking these resistances, 16.51 first, then 17.50, then 18.21, then 19.31. If we're running through those resistances, that would be great. But there's just no way to know that it could happen, right? But that is FSCR. We got 46 people in here already. Let's get to 30 likes. Thank you very much for 25 likes. I'm hoping everything's working fine. I think it is, but yeah, that's FSCR. Now I'm going to take a look at the chat, see what everybody wants to look at. Keep hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have not hit that subscribe button already, just helps to grow the stream. And let me see how many subscribers we're currently sitting at. Just one, because I know I think we hit like 1,300, right? Yeah, 1,330. So thank you so much for 1,300 subscribers. Awesome stuff there. And yeah, if you want to send me a tip, pin comment in the chat and first link in the description. So what else we got here? Catboy245 says, I know you said you were out of DraftKings, but today took a major dip along with Penn and William Hill. Is it possible to speak on it? Yeah, we could take a look at DraftKings. I did sell DraftKings when there was the bearish divergence. That's just one of the trades that did not go, too well. I mean, when I exited, I took like a 2% loss. I put out the warning on Twitter. But like overall, no, the trade did not play out. I mean, it was at it was 4% up on the first day of the trade, and then after that really good first day, it just ran down. It fell under the 52 support, which is when I got out around like 51.99 or something. And there was like the whole Ohio bill rejection and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I mean the actual trade as well got stopped out for a 6% loss. Not good there. Just didn't do what I was hoping for it to do, and that's just how it goes. That's why you manage your risk. So we can make the 50% profit on CBAT, the 30% profit on XL, the 20% profit on Ride. So if you're losing 6% on one trade, but you're making dozens of percents of profits on other trades, just not only does it even out, but it heavily puts you in profit, right? But yeah, DraftKings trade, failed trade for sure. All you can do at this point in terms of technicals is the levels. All the levels are there: 40, 44, 48. Your next level is 48.30. Kind of almost bounced off that today, off by about 20 cents. If that breaks, then take caution, because the next support I do see is like 44, maybe like 44.80 or something. But that DraftKings just levels here. There's not much of a pattern. There is some confirmed classic bearish divergence, where from this high right here to the next one, you obviously made a higher high, but you made a lower high on your MACD and on your RSI. So that just showed buyer exhaustion after the run up from like $35. Again, if you've been following the stream for a while, I called the dip right here with the head and shoulders when it was 48. I warned about it. Then when it was right here at 39, there was some hidden bullish divergence on the daily, and I said it looked good back then. And obviously it just made the move from 39 to 55. So I've had some good calls for DraftKings. Just with the Ohio stuff this time around, did not work out. We need one more like for 30 likes. Hit that like button, just helps to grow the stream. We got a lot of big things coming. I will take a look at FIZZ next. I have some calls in FIZZ. Yeah, we have a lot of big things coming. The Discord, where all of you can meet each other, where we could grow the community further, the free trading movement. Let me pop the logo up on the stream. Discord's coming out literally on Friday. We already have the moderators in the Discord. We're just setting things up currently. But yeah, really excited for that. And then the website. Can't say too much about the website. That's going to be coming out on Monday. So the free trading movement about to get crazy for sure. So that's pretty much all I got on that. Now we're going to take a look at FIZZ. The hidden bullish divergence on the daily is somewhat developing. What's up, Cash? Really close to each other right now in Miami. Just, COVID. But yeah, hidden bullish divergence on the daily for FIZZ at the 36.93 support, kind of just in like the general area. Also at the golden retrace, the 0.618 from this swing low to this swing high. It looks very, very similar to Fisker. Remember, Fisker was at the 0.618, hidden bullish divergence on the daily at a support level down here at 14.55. FIZZ pretty much has the same setup that Fisker did. It even kind of, if you zoom in, has like a potential double bottom. First bottom right here, second bottom right there. Obviously, it's not confirmed yet. But FIZZ literally looks identical. Same divergence, same pattern, same Fibonacci level that Fisker had at 14.55. And where did Fisker go after hitting that level? Went from 14.55 to 17.50. So FIZZ has literally on the chart the same exact setup. BB, thank you very much for the $10 donation. BB said, GBIO, keep up the great work. We'll take a look at GBIO. Nice profits there as well. Yeah, even on the 4-hour hidden bullish divergence is developing on FIZZ. So it's, the technicals look good. Will it play out? We shall see. Nothing is ever certain. But that is FIZZ. Thank you for the 30 likes. Let's keep running up those likes. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Now we're going to take a look at GBIO for BB. Thank you very much for the $10 donation. And yeah, GBIO trade is very nicely in profit. I actually took most of my profit today on GBIO. Wait, hold up. No, I just said that complete. I think I have my full position in GBIO. Let me check. I don't even remember. But GBIO, it's up what, like 10? We can see right now. So I put out this trade at some point last week. I'm trying to see if I still own it. Currently, it's up about 8% since the entry of the trade to right now. It's up 8%. Yeah, I did sell my GBIO actually today. So I took profits at around $35 on GBIO. It's really close to my target of $36.30. You had the classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. On the daily, you also have the hidden bullish divergence, which is still developing. So can it go higher? Absolutely. Would I reconsider the position? Potentially. But I took my profits. I think I took around like 11 or 12% profit at like the high of today. Because I did actually enter lower than the official entry of the trade. I was able to get a nice limit order on it. But yeah, I took my profits. The only thing I'm scared about, because I was already like up 11% or so. The only thing I'm scared about is like, could this turn into a head and shoulders? Maybe. That's why I kind of took my profits. The idea of the trade was a back test of 32. The bounce off 32 because that was your previous resistance. That's exactly what happened. The day after I put out the trade, it went down to the entry price, and then the day after that, it went up like to 35.40. So it went up 10%, which was on Thursday. I think. No, it might have been on Wednesday actually. Yeah. So GBIO, good stuff there. If you want to take profits now, go for it. If you want to hold, go for it. That's just very subjective. But the levels are 32, 36, and a gap fill at 45. We'll see if it gets there. Just react to the different levels. That is GBIO. Let me fix the audio. It looks like the music stopped playing. We could take a look at RIDE. That was another trade. It was a 20% profit in one day, which was crazy. I'm just trying to fix the audio right now really quickly. I need to start sitting straight. Back's already hurting. Alright, audio is back. Let me put down the volume a little bit. Okay, we can take a look. RIDE Malachi says, seem to have a resistance at 23.6 cents and support at 22. So you took profits at 23 for an 80% gain and bought more calls when it dipped to 22. How do you think it'll move? So yeah, RIDE, I think it had a bad day today, right? It had like an even day today. This was literally a perfect trade. I posted the trade the night before it made a huge move. So literally the night before it made a 20% move in the morning, the day that all the SPACs were on fire, I posted this RIDE trade. The entry was $20.33 and the target was pretty much $24. It played out in one day. Literally, I think in like 2 hours, it was a 20% profit. I was not even able to get into the RIDE trade personally because I woke up late that morning and I did not have a buy order. It also went up like a few percent in the pre-market, like 4 or 5%. But then it went down and then it really hit the target. And since it hit my exact target, look where, this is why the target was there, right? There was like a mini resistance level right there from this wick, from this area right here, like that wick right there. So it literally went right to my target. You can check this on my trade setups page. Went right to the target and then it pulled back. So trying to hold, I don't know, because there was like a mini gap fill at $22 or so. And I was trying to hold that, which is not too common. The idea of the trade was really a double bottom and stuff. Bounce there. Bala says the music is a bit loud. Let me put that down a bit. That should be better. Yeah, RIDE, great stuff. I don't know, does it have more potentially? It already did get crushed and just started a potential reversal. But at this point, it's just not as much of an edge as there was at, you know, $18, and then when I put out the trade at 20. So it's already up a lot. Could it keep going? We shall see. You don't have to know anything. You just need to be able to react to whatever does happen. So that is RIDE. What does everyone take a look at? Drop some tickers in the chat. Keep hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you want to join the free trading movement. Discord is dropping on Friday. Website's coming out on Monday. We can take a look at BigCommerce. That was a great 20% trade I put out like a month ago or something. Haven't looked at it too much since. We'll go figure. Does it still show my target? I think it does, yeah. So look at this. The entry of the trade I put out on BigCommerce was 67. You can go on Twitter and find this trade. I literally put out a trade on this at $67. The targets were $71.90, $79.87. It hit the first two targets and it was like 1% away from hitting the final target for about a 28% profit after I posted BigCommerce back then. So, I mean, it hit the target and pulled back, very similar to RIDE. RIDE hit my exact target and then pulled back. So this is why you make targets. This is why you take your profits and move on. Could it keep going? Absolutely. Now it looks like the music is way too low. It might just be the song. Let me skip that. All right, that should be better. But yeah, this is why you take your profits. What is it doing right now? There's not much, you know, of a pattern. Could that be a double top? Could be a double top if we look at the 1 hour. You know, first top right here, second top right there, and then it broke this neckline. So yeah, it could have been a double top, which would not be good. That could send you back down to retest like $65 or so. There's no divergence on the 1 hour, no divergence on the 4 hour, no divergence on the daily. So I'm not too sure. There could be classic bullish divergence if it does get back to this low. It just doesn't have all the variables I'm looking for yet. Could it go up? Absolutely. But it just doesn't have all the technical variables that I'm looking for currently. And that is BigCommerce. So now, what else we got in here? PLTR, we can take a look at Palantir. Keep hitting that like button if you support the free trading movement. Help grow the stream and hit that like button if you've not already. Appreciate the 30 likes. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. PLTR, what a fake out. Down 8% today. I showed this demand line. Basically all I said was it looked good, but if it ever broke the demand line on PLTR, that's when you get out. There was an upsloping demand line. I think I charted it on the 4 hour. Maybe something like that. However you charted it, it broke the demand line. If you charted it from this, I'm gonna keep it like that. If you chart it like that, you broke out. If you use that wick, it broke out to the downside. So I don't know. Board says Palantir has slight bearish divergence on the 4 hour. I do see that, and broke out to the downside. To me, it looks like it could see $24 to $21 or something. Yeah, the issue is it did break the upsloping demand line, and there is, if you really zoom in, there could be some bearish divergence, right? Yes, there could be hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour, because from this little green island to the next one, you did make a higher high on a lower high in price. So there is hidden bearish divergence, and it did break the demand line. So solely based on technicals, it looks like PLTR had a fake out. Looked like it was good, but then it broke the demand line. So again, this is another scenario of risk management and never being certain. You can never be certain. You just need to be able to react. So if you saw it was breaking this demand line, you could have reacted and stopped yourself out. I never put out a trade on PLTR or anything like that. It's just, I get requested this a lot, so I know, some of you are probably in this. So hopefully that kind of helps you out. The issue here at this point on PLTR is there's not much support. There's like a mini support right here at like 25.28. Go figure, that's pretty much the low from today. $10 donation from Maverick Lorenzo. I can't, all right, I think, let me try and read that. No, I'm gonna go to the website and read that. Shout out to Maverick. Wait, that's the wrong website. Shout out to Maverick. I'm actually in Miami right now, just as I was saying with Cash before COVID and stuff. Maverick says, yo, hope your Christmas was great, bro. Gotta come down to visit soon, homie. Maverick, I am down. I am in Miami right now, but just can't really see anybody kind of here on the low right now. But appreciate the $10. Really, you the homie since 9th grade in English class. I still remember that. So can we get some vibes in the chat for Maverick, the homie? We can take a look at IPOC for sure. Let me go back to over here. Let me see some vibes in the chat. We got 50 people in here. I want to see at least like 10 vibes in the chat. 2020 is almost over. Let's get some vibes in the chat. It's holiday season. Market had a great day today. Let's get some vibes in there. We got vibes coming in from boards right now. Let me go see where IPOC is at. Appreciate the $10 again, Maverick. $3 donation from Christian. Let me take a look at that in a second. Let me just load up IPOC. We got a lot of vibes coming in. We got vibes coming in from Fluffs, Fab, John Roberto, Mr. Classic, Cheddar Freeze. Okay. So I need to look at the other donation. Thank you very much. Got vibes coming in from Guy in Hat. All right. What do we have here? So Christian says, what up, man? As always, great work. IPOC currently at all-time highs. Curious about Fibonacci levels and just your opinion. Absolutely. We've been looking at IPOC since it was under $11. Somebody requested it on stream like one random Sunday night. It was like 2 days before the hype started on Twitter, okay? So shout out to whoever requested it then. But like nobody was talking about IPOC when we went over in the stream except for that one person who requested it. A lot of vibes. Wow. Thank you, Randy, Jawad, and Jay for the vibes. 3 more likes to hit 40. But yeah, we can go to IPOC. Again, you can go on my Twitter, you can scroll back on my streams. I was literally talking about IPOC right here. Did I know that IPOC could go to 17? Absolutely not. I'm never going to say, oh, I knew IPOC was going to come here. I didn't. But could it have been possible? Absolutely. It broke this resistance. So once you break that, go figure it could hit the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and then just go absolutely insane. So that's what happens when you have, price movement that's just with a lot of hype and stuff like that. I believe this is the Clover Health SPAC, if I'm not mistaken. So absolutely insane. I know a lot of people on Twitter are still hyping it up, still own it. It already is up a lot. Could it keep running? Absolutely. We've seen much crazier runs on SPACs. Hint, hint, XL. So we'll see if it can, continue going insane. In terms of Fibonacci levels, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't think there is any left. I mean, I already had it, right? So let me just chart it one more time. That was your last real swing high, and that was your last real swing low. Yeah. Your final Fibonacci level was 1567 or so. There's no Fibonacci levels. Peace out, boards. There's no Fibonacci levels left out on the chart for IPOC. So you can't use Fibonacci. There is no resistance here just because it's never been this high before. So in terms of technicals, and this is why I haven't really posted IPOC on Twitter or anything like that, in terms of technicals, there's no edge. The answer I can give to anybody who wants to know about IPOC right now is get a coin and flip it. As Mitch Ray would say, literally get a coin, flip it, and then that's what's going to happen to the price. Well, that's what could happen with the 50-50 probability. But yeah, crazy run from $10, that was the redemption share price, to 17. But there's no pattern, there's no divergence. It is overbought on the RSI. There's no Fibonacci, literally nothing I can do there. Great run and stuff. But yeah, maybe if you use this swing high to that one, let's try that out. All right. So from that swing high to this swing low, your 2618 would be 1863. The only thing is that's not like your real Fibonacci levels. That's kind of like the psychology of Fibonacci, where this was like your previous all-time high, this was your previous all-time low. So if you're going from all-time high to all-time low, or previous all-time high to previous or actual all-time low, sorry if that sounded confusing, but if you're doing it like that, you already broke the 1618, and your 2618 would be at 1869. Just to give you one little variable, but I don't really know if that matters too much. It could do anything, honestly. LCA merger vote is tomorrow. I did not know about that. Yeah, it is Clover. What exactly does SPAC stand for? A SPAC is just like a shell company, which pretty much means it's like a democratic way to launch a company where people can be invested in the company before the IPO, before the merger between the actual company itself and the shell company. For example, Apollo Management Group was the shell company for Fisker's SPAC when it was SPAQ, and then Fisker had the ticker change to FSR, and now it's its own IPO. But just a way for more investors to value up the stock before it actually does go public. And then there's like the merger vote and stuff like that, where people who are shareholders can vote on it. Yeah, it's just pretty much like an IPO, a different way of creating an IPO, and a lot of them are very hot. I think the main reason for why they're hot is simply because the redemption shares of the price would be around like $10 for most of them, and that just gives on paper that just gives you a great reward to risk. But as we saw with the Fisker SPAC, it is possible to go under $10, even though most of the SPACs do have a major support at $10. So that's IPOC. LCA, it had a crazy run. I was looking at LCA at $11 as well. Way back in the days when I first started streaming and stuff. There was the classic bullish divergence. Maybe some of you were watching the streams back then. This was probably like my first, when was this? This was like literally my first week of streaming. I think at the end of October is when I started. So there was a descending broadening wedge, classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. It was at the 200-day moving average and a major support area. And since then, it literally went to the moon. It went from $11 and now it's $26.20. So it already had a crazy run. And as I showed, I think last week on stream, there's hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour that got confirmed. And what did the hidden bullish divergence lead to? Continuation in prices to the upside. That's what you saw in the last couple days. Pretty much around an all-time high. In terms of support, that's your support right there, 25.27. That's just your previous all-time high from the beginning of the month. In terms of resistance and Fibonacci, you pull that out. This was your previous swing high, this was your previous swing low, and those are your Fibonacci levels. Kind of reversed at the 1272 or pulled back at the 1272, the 1618, 2860, the 2618 is 3370 or so. So that is LCA. There's not much I can do for you. You have the hidden bullish divergence on the RSI as well, and the MACD on the 4-hour, which is great. Maybe you could consider that a double bottom, even though that's not typically where you see a double bottom. Yeah, those are your support levels, 2527 and 2140, and then those are your Fibonacci resistance levels. Pretty much all I can do with LCA. Take a look at the chat again. Keep hitting that like button. We need 2 more likes to hit 40 likes. Appreciate all the support. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pin comment in the chat. And if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Join the free trading movement and hit that subscribe button. Discord coming out on Friday. Website coming out on Monday. 2021 is around the corner. The market had a great day today. There's just a lot of good things happening right now. Preston says Walmart had a good reversal today. I know it broke the demand line by how you charted it, but with the Santa rally, the Dow going strong now in stimulus news, I was wondering about a potential re-entry. We could take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Of course, they have the lawsuit currently going on. It did break the demand line based on how I charted it. If you want to restructure your demand line, I don't think this was pinpoint accurate. Actually, it was. I do think this is how you would make the demand line. And you did break that, but could it get back above it? Absolutely. And guess what? On the 4-hour, you actually have classic bullish divergence. And again, it's right back at the entry of the trade. Like literally, I could just repost this chart, right? So absolutely, the answer to your question is yes. You have confirmed classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And it's pretty much at the original entry. The only issue, again, is the demand line. It broke this upsloping blue demand line. So if the classic bullish divergence can get you back in the channel, I'll be a lot more confident. Would I put out another trade on it? Potentially. Not saying it can't happen. You also have the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So the oscillators look good on Walmart. There's no way to ignore that. The oscillators do look pretty decent, if I'm being quite honest. But like, yeah, regardless, like, I think it did break the demand line. Let me try and chart it this way. If you're looking at it this way, it did not. So if you're looking at the daily time frame, it did not. If you start anchoring from there, but the question is, what if you start anchoring from right here and then you line it up right there? There's just a lot of different variations. So, you know, personally, I always like going with the more conservative one so that I know for sure if it breaks over that, it could keep going. But absolutely, if you're looking at it this way, where you start anchoring your demand line on August 26th, it still is holding the I don't know why I can't talk. It's still holding the demand line on the daily with hidden bullish divergence and 4-hour classic bullish divergence. So you could 100% absolutely re-enter Walmart. It was only, I think, like a 2% loss on that trade. So you could re-enter Walmart, and it could rally for sure. I'm gonna move this up on my watch list. And great input. I think it does still have a chance. And again, the risk management is kind of easy because you know if Walmart ever falls under $140, that's when you would want to exit based on technicals. But yeah, that's Walmart. Keep hitting that like button. Thank you for 40 likes. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pin comment in the chat. So yeah, that's Walmart. Moved it up on my watch list. What else we got here? GIX created a cup and handle on the 4-hour chart. Do you think it's a cup and handle? We could take a look. Keep dropping tickers in the chat. What do you want me to take a look at? Last week of the year. I think volume has been lower. I know it was lower last week. Haven't seen today. $20 donation from friggin' Cards. Appreciate the TA education. Looking forward to the Discord. Can you take a look at NIO? We can definitely take a look at NEO. To answer your question, Jawad, I don't see a cup and handle. It looks like a rounding bottom. You do have some hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So yeah, it looks pretty decent. There's not much resistance here. I don't think the technicals really matter right now in JX. I think the actual company and the catalyst and the news and the press, I think that's what matters more for a very new SPAC. But the technicals don't look terrible, right? Technicals look better than, they look more good than they look bad, if that makes sense. They don't look like great, but I don't think the technicals need to look great on a SPAC for the price to go up, especially, or on anything. But obviously technicals just help with probability. So yeah, thank you again very much for the $20 donation. Let me reload my tip page. Really appreciate it. Friggin' Cards. We can take a look at NEO 100%. Trying to see what playlist is playing. Guidance has my divergence on Neo looks invalidated. We're going to take a look. Should be on my watch list. It's right there. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to see what playlist is currently playing. I'm going to actually start a new playlist. Thing is, I kind of am hesitant about playing random playlists on Spotify on stream, just because I've never heard them before. I don't know if they're terrible. So I'm trying to find one right now that looks okay. Thing is, they're all really short, so I'm just gonna look one up. Apologies for the delay. I think this one's pretty decent. I think I've heard this one before, yeah. No, don't like that song. Alright, we'll leave this. Really strong After Hours 2. Talking about Neo. Haven't seen After Hours. TradingView After Hours has been very weird, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, Neo. Crazy run. One of the craziest runs of the year. Kind of locally topped out at 57, although it could be the actual top. I'm not too sure. I don't see any divergence on the 4 hour currently. So we can take a look at the daily. No divergence. So you don't have any help on the oscillators. Yeah, you just really don't. So really all there is to this chart is kind of simple. Your support range is between 42 and 40. That was your support right here on December 2nd, and it was your support again on December 14th. So that really is your support range. If you ever fall under this support range, you really want to take caution, because if you do, there literally is no support until $30. If you ever fall under $38, your next support truly is $30. So you definitely want to stay above $40, which does make risk management easy. But there's just not much. There's no divergence. Could it be an inverse head and shoulders? Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know if anybody's been posting about this, but the thing is, yeah, sure. Maybe. But would it underperform? I don't know. Remember, Neo already had a crazy run, and it has been underperforming since 57. But look, if you look at like this, left shoulder right here, head right here, and then right shoulder, and then your neckline would be something like that. Could it be an inverse head and shoulders? Absolutely. I would prefer, some divergence and stuff to really go alongside that. If divergence appears, I'll take another look, but at this point, I truly can see either way happening. I can see it go back down to hit $40 and retest that. I can see it pivot back up to $48.90 or so, or $49. I'm not too sure. And that's fine. You don't have to be too sure. All you need to do, if you're not too sure about a chart, is move on and find something you're more sure about, where there is more probability. And you can never be emotional if you overlook a chart, just because you can't trade perfectly. You cannot catch them all, and you should not be trying to catch them all. You should be trying to do the best that you can, and you should be happy with that. Because the second you start doubting yourself as a trader, the second you start losing confidence, is when things can really turn around, and that's when you can start making bad decisions as a trader. So I don't know, that's just a little bit of psychological, I kind of laughed at myself right there, psychological trading input. Yeah, it's definitely not Pokemon. What else we got in the chat? We can take a look at PSTH. What is up, Narissa? Yeah, so PSTH, keep dropping tickers in the chat, keep hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. PSTH had a crazy run from $21 to $26. No divergence on the 4 hour. No divergence on the daily either. So literally all there is to this chart is that is your resistance, that is your support. Resistance at $26.73, support at $25. Whichever way you break should be telling. You break to the upside, you can see continuation. You break to the downside, you can see continuation. No divergence, no pattern. That is PSTH. BigCommerce consolidating since August. Bala, we did look at BigCommerce earlier in the stream. I believe you were here, but if you weren't, you know how it goes. Timestamps after the video. What else we got in here? NNDM offering fell back down between pretty much in the golden retrace. We can take a look at that. Sorry if I'm slouching. I know it's not a good posture. It's just like the back of the couch is right here, so you know I probably shouldn't be sitting back like that trying to chart. So just it's what it is. I don't know. He said, so if we're using Fibonacci, you are correct about like the between the 50 and the 618 retrace. Absolutely. The issue here and why I was saying I don't know is because from this high right here to this high right there, you made a higher high, but on your RSI and your MACD you made a lower high, which is classic bearish divergence. It's not confirmed yet. It could be canceled out very easily if you see that MACD move back up. Is this song like really loud? I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Yeah, there is some classic bearish divergence on the daily, unfortunately. You are at like the short-term golden zone in terms of Fibonacci. Let me take this off the 4-hour chart. You do not have any bearish divergence on the 4-hour, so the MACD is moving back towards green. I just don't know. You're at a Fibonacci level, but you don't have any pattern, and on the daily you have potential classic bearish divergence, so it could go either way. Peace out, Christian. Have a good one. But yeah, that is NNDM. CRBP, we can take a look at that, and we'll take a look at FUBO as well. So CRBP. Yeah, it broke under the 140 level. So I've been looking at this. I don't remember who I've been looking at it for. It might have been you who just requested it, but again, I've pretty much been saying I don't know what's going to happen on CRBP. Here are your levels on the chart. If it breaks the level to the downside, take caution. If it breaks level to the upside, great. But unfortunately, the level that I showed, 140, it fell under the 140 level. And what happened after it broke that 140 support, it went down to 126. So I had no clue where it was going to go. It could have went up, it could have went down. But I did know that there's a high probability that if you did break under 140, you would see lower prices pretty fast. And that's pretty much what happened. I don't know, you're kind of at like a mini support right now. If you see right here, that was your resistance right there in October. Right here in November was kind of your support right here. So maybe you have one more level at 126. But at what point are you just going to keep on making supports to the downside? Maybe just wait for a pattern, maybe wait for some divergence, just for more probability. But that is CRBP. Then we can take a look at FUBO. Bala said perhaps dead cat bounce is in the wrong term for me to use. Yeah, FUBO was definitely crazy. I think I need to add it to my watch list. FUBO TV. Oh, like that. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. Could probably just show real support levels. The real support levels on FUBO are $30, which could also be a psychological support, $27.83 and $23.84. So it's kind of far from all those major supports. The thing is, once you create like a straight line up, a lot of the times it could be a straight line down because you never really developed a real support area on that massive run up. There is gaps to the upside, of course, but there is no divergence on the 4-hour, no divergence on the daily. I think you're talking about a dead cat bounce. Yeah, dead cat bounce is usually like if you were to do something like this would kind of be like a dead cat bounce where you go like that and then you just go like that. Could it be a dead cat bounce? If it goes up a little bit and then fails to continue, sure. I usually don't ever really think about dead cat bounces just because I know my levels, so it doesn't really matter to me if it's a dead cat bounce. I know my support, I know my resistance if I'm going to be taking on a trade. So I mean, yes, you do have some 1-hour hidden bullish divergence developing, right, where you made a lower low on your MACD and your RSI, but you made a higher low for now on price. The low is not confirmed. It kind of is rounding a little bit. It did break over the VWAP, so I don't know. There is like a minor support at 38 just from like right here on this sideways move. If personally I was trading this, I would day trade it. I would not want to hold it overnight for the most part. just because it could go either way, but I do think that you could day trade it based on the 1 hour hidden bullish divergence, the very minor support level, and the fact that it's, you know, just dropped from $60 to $38.90. But if, like, for the real swing trader, you wouldn't touch this. If you wanted to day trade it, it could offer a day trade. Just, you know, if you are a swing trader, you want a pattern, you want a real support level, you want higher time frame divergences. So just depends on what type of trader you are. Keep dropping in tickers in the chat though. What does everybody want to take a look at? Let me know. But FUBO down 12% today. I'm gonna keep it back on my watch list. Take a look at the 1 hour again at some point tomorrow. What is up, Mason? How you doing? Hope you had a good day today. If not, then tomorrow is always a new day. But yeah, now that I'm really looking through my watch list, it was a good day in the S&P and the indexes, but I'm seeing a lot of stocks, like lower cap stocks, that got hit pretty hard today. Is that FIII? Is that like the SPAC? I think you're talking about this one. You can take a look at it. I mean, there's not much I can do here. You had some hidden bullish divergence right here. If you would have requested it back at 1188, I could have told you that, but that kind of already played out. Could continue playing out on the 4 hour. On the daily, there is not much to work with. So there is no pattern here. There's no divergence. All the things I really look for in terms of swing trading. And your levels are also pretty far away from each other. Your real, you know, resistance level is 1474, and support level will be like 1233. So in terms of solely technicals, there's not much on the chart. We could take a look at AQMS. Right there. And SKLZ, we could take a look at that. So that was FIII. And let me just, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, I'm just fixing some stuff up. Alright, so AQMS is next. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio. Let me fast forward a little bit, see if it's good. Yeah, it looks pretty loud actually. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Let me know if it's too loud. Keep hitting that like button. We need 6 more likes to 50 likes again. I never want to have under 50 likes on the stream. BC, thank you very much for the $20 donation and all the donations you've sent. Really appreciate the $20. Thank you very much for the support. Take a look at CRON. Thanks. I will take a look at CRON for sure. So I'm going to get back to AQMS and skills. I want to take a look at CRON for BC. But thank you so much for the $20 donation. Really appreciate it. So you said CRON, right? Let me just make sure. I don't want to look at the wrong thing because I have done that many times before. Yeah, CRON. So we can take a look at CRON. I think, isn't CRON like a weed stock? Kronos Group? Pot stock, whatever. So I can take a look at that. Right there. That's the support. That's the resistance. In terms of Fibonacci. No, there is potential hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, but you need the MACD to cross over. And there also is potential hidden bullish divergence on the daily, but you need the MACD to cross over, and it's not really at that area yet. What is up, Brian? I did go over DraftKings. It'll be in the timestamps whenever the stream is over. You can come back to it and see the timestamps, or you could just scroll back. It was towards like the beginning of the stream, I'm pretty sure. So CRON, it is very close to a support level, which is $7.17. That would also be your 50% Fibonacci retrace. So I always love when support levels and Fibonacci levels line up. For example, on Tilray, which was another pot stock, you had your 0.786 Fibonacci line and the 668 support line up, and actually put out a trade on Tilray back in the end of November. And that was actually at one point because there was like a gap fill target, that was like a 40% trade. So I really like when your support and resistance do line up. I think that is way too loud. Let me put down the volume a little bit. Alright, that should be better. So yeah, CRON, if it does come down to 717 and your MACD starts waning towards the green, like, you know, these two white-red wicks, you want to see those white-red wicks, or like the light red, I don't know why I'm saying white-red. You want to see the light red wicks start to develop. You want to see that MACD start moving back towards green so you can develop that confirmed hidden bullish divergence. But if you fall under 717 with confirmation and your MACD is not waning yet, at that point you'd really want to take caution, because then your next support would be like 668. And whoa, again, your actual support is lining up with the Fibonacci level. So the two like major supports I'm looking at are 717 and 668. They're both are like actual horizontal support levels, and somehow they perfectly line up with Fibonacci levels and your best Fibonacci levels, which are the 50% and the 0.618. So for people who like TA, that's pretty rare. So I don't know, it's just cool for a TA nerd like me, I guess. But that's CRON. Now we can thank you again for the 20. We can take a look at AQMS. Unfortunately, on AQMS, it is a straight line up, and there's not much I can do with the straight line up. Really, all I can do here is chart your levels. So there are your support and resistance levels on AQMS, just based on this area right here. Support right there, resistance right here, resistance right here. No divergence, no pattern. Literally all I can do on that chart is support and resistance. Pretty obviously why. And same exact thing on skills. I mean, there's not much I can do with these, unfortunately. I really need, you know, what I can really help you with is a chart that's consolidating, creating a pattern, creating divergence at a Fibonacci support level, stuff like that. But I mean, your major support on this chart is 1425 based on support levels, like horizontally. So fortunately, there's not much I can do with that. But we do need 3 more likes to hit 50 likes, so hit that like button. Sorry guys, I just can't do much with a straight line up. So yeah, Fastly just broke down out of a channel. We can take a look at that. It's actually on my watch list. Yes, it did. That is correct. Let me go on the 4 hour actually. Yeah, 100% it did. So if we just extend the channel, Fastly broke out to the downside. You have a support at $87. If you fall under 87, your next support is like $80. So it's either it holds 87 and could see a little rally, or you need to take caution, because it's been in this upsloping channel since literally the end of October, and it just broke out of it. So yeah, I don't know. We need 1 more like, 450 likes. Hit that like button. Appreciate all of the support. But yeah, Fastly broke out the upsloping channel. Keep dropping tickers in the chat. Let's continue to look at tickers, see what's up with the market. Haven't done too much scanning lately. I've been working on a lot of other things, but I do have some positions I'm just playing for like a midterm. But yeah, wasn't really looking at the market too much today. Had a nice day in the market. In the morning, I put my limit orders, my stop losses. I set all of my trades up, and I literally looked at the market like 3 or 4 times today, which was good for the mind, I guess. I think I did look at RVP Cheddar Freeze. If I didn't, I'll take a look right now. Actually, I don't think I did. Wait, no, didn't I? I don't know. I feel like I did, but your resistance is just this area right here. That is your resistance area. You know, that was your high from right here, your high from right here. If you really want to extend it up, you can make like that. But of course, you could also have a trade in that resistance area, so I don't want it to be too large. No, for the people thinking that's the cup and handle, that's not a cup and handle. Why is it not? Could it go up? Yes, it could go up. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying because it fell under the 50% retrace. Because at this point, like, what cup has a handle that goes all the way down to like pretty much the bottom of the cup? I don't know. That was a really stupid way of saying it, but the retrace is too deep. You could get some classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Right there. Where you've been making... Actually, no you couldn't, because that was a higher low on price. Sorry, I kind of messed that up. So yeah, I mean, major support level, $10. Resistance level, like the $13 to $15 range is like the real macro resistance on the chart. So yeah, maybe if I look at it like a different way, there's no divergence on the daily either. Maybe it's like an ascending broadening wedge. That could be it. Let me see how that looks. I don't think it lines up, but pretty close to it. So you could look at it like that. And then your demand line would be right here and your resistance line would be right there. You just don't have any divergence. So that's RVP. We could take a look at FIZZ. Guy in hat. National Beverage Corp. On the daily, the divergence is really developed. Very close to confirming hidden bullish divergence. Alright, what's going on here? So as you can see, you made a higher low on price with a lower level on your MACD. On the 4 hour, same thing. You already have confirmed class or hidden bullish divergence. The only issue is like it could be argued that it already played out because the MACD is waning. Whereas, sorry, I'm trying to fix this. If we zoom into the MACD, as you can see, it's starting to go down a little bit, but it could easily continue going up. Not bad. I mean, maybe it's in the channel. Would kind of be hard to line it up perfectly, but something like that probably. Yeah, there you go. So let me go back to the daily. Of course, that did not carry over to the daily. Day chart. Okay. So guy in hat is back at it. You have an upsloping channel with hidden bullish divergence. The bottom yellow line is your support. The top yellow line is your resistance. Hidden bullish divergence implies continuation to the upside. You're well above the 200-day. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. Still, well below like this area right here, like around like 125 or so. In terms of like historical levels, major resistance at 96.27, and then major support at like 80, pretty much like $84, give or take. So lining up a trade on this, you'd want to re-enter pretty much at that support level. Wait, that's my Fibonacci. Let me fix that. So if I were to set this up as a trade, yeah, it is a very long channel. If I were to set this up as a trade, stop loss, what's going on right here? Stop loss would probably be like something like that. But the entry would be lower, right? Yeah, stop loss would be like that. That would be my trade. Entry would be like $84, target would be like $96, and stop loss would be like probably right under $80, like $79.90, $79.94, something like that. That would give you pretty much a 3 reward to risk with the hidden bullish divergence. But again, if I were to enter a trade on this, I would really want to enter at $84. I probably would not enter at $87 just because that messes up your reward to risk. If you do that, it kind of just looks like a 50-50. You have a 1.4 reward to risk. What just happened? Did I just mess that up? Hold up. What is going on right now? Like that, right? Yeah, so that's probably how I would, you know, size up a trade on FIZZ. Remember, Guy in Hat has given us some great trades, so shout out to Guy in Hat. And that is FIZZ. I'm going to keep it on my watch list. I'll look into it later tonight, but thank you for that request. I haven't done XL. We could take a look at it. Thank you all very much for 51 likes. If you have yet to hit that like button, give it a shot. Just helps to grow the stream. If you're not subscribed, you definitely should be. Just free analysis every night. Discord's coming on Friday. Website's coming on Monday. And yeah, if you want to send me a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat. And first link in the description. That was FIZZ. What did I just say I'm going to take a look at? XL. So XL, obviously insane. There's no other way to put it. I made some nice profit on XL, but I sold too early, and I'm sure many of us did sell very early on XL. The issue on XL though is TradingView deleted the chart from when it was PIC, so there's not much I can do in terms of that. If you wanted to do Fibonacci from the IPO to the highest point after the IPO, your golden retrace would be like $24. I don't know, maybe you have to look at the 1 hour. All I can really look at is the 1 hour, and that doesn't help too much either. So it's just, I really haven't been going over XL on stream because TradingView deleted the chart from when it was PIC, so there's not much for me to do there. Solo in a 4 hour chart, there's a triangle. Alright, we'll look at Solo. See, the reason, if you've been in the stream for a while, I used to call Solo the egg car. I used to have like a joke that their car looked like an egg because their car looks like an egg, to be quite honest. It is Solo, right? It's a Solo car, no? And that's their ticker. Let me make sure I'm not talking about the wrong company. Yeah, it is. So their car literally looks like an egg. Just look up Solo car on Google. Tell me that doesn't look like an egg. Personally, and I could be completely wrong, this is not financial advice, but I do not think their company will succeed in a decade. I do not think their company will be profitable in a decade. I do not think that there is people who are going to want to buy that in high demand. But looking at the chart, we could see. So support at $6. It was your resistance on July 6th, and it was your support right here on December 2nd and December 14th. There is no divergence on the 4 hour and no divergence on the daily. So your support is 603. You could bounce off that and see higher prices, but if you fall under that, take caution, because then your next support, like, truly would be much lower. I don't know if it's actually 341, but I don't see support for a while if you fall under $6 with confirmation, if I'm being honest. But that is Solo. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of their actual product. And the chart, you know, you have the $6 level. It could bounce there, or it could. That's like your make or break area on Solo. It could bounce or it could crash. Not too sure. Depends on how the market looks, probably. What makes you think Fisker will be successful in a decade? All right, he's putting me. All right, whoever this is putting me to the test. Sure, I'll answer that question. They're outsourcing their vehicles, so they have Magna, who is going to lower their costs. They're digitizing their whole entire platform, which is something that most car companies fail to do. Their design, I mean, not their designer, but the owner of the company is one of the best car designers of all time. They're using a vegan interior for their vehicle, which is very, you know, the veganism or the culture of veganism is highly, you know, in the rise. They supposedly have the longest driving range out of any car, 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. What else do we have here? Bill McDermott, very well known in the software industry, is also on their board. I mean, I like, if you're gonna test me like that on Fisker, I can give you answers. So if you want me to keep going, I can keep going. But yeah, there's many things that make me think Fisker will be successful. If you want to learn more about why I think that, I have 2 full videos on Fisker on my channel. You can go find them. But yeah, we'll see. I could be wrong, and I don't mind being wrong. That's just how it goes sometimes. But I'm betting that Fisker will be successful based on, you know, multiple reasons. So we'll see. DM, I was looking at the 4-hour chart. Does that still count? Wait, what'd you say? DM, I was looking at the 4-hour chart. Does that still count as hidden bullish divergence? We can take a look at that. We could definitely take a look at CRSR. You want numbers? Okay. Sure. Let me pull up some numbers. Give me 1 second. I don't want to start like an argument or anything. And again, I don't need to prove myself. I don't care if I'm wrong, right? Fisker, I'm trying to look it up on Twitter so I don't give you fake numbers, right? So this is going to take me a second, unfortunately. I know Henrik Fisker posted like their pre-order chart. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second here. It was a while ago, and he does post quite often, or tweet quite often. He mainly just keeps on tweeting GIFs or GIFs, so I can look for that. I also did revenue forecasting in my video like itself. There we go. They have 10,000 pre-orders, and their car is not coming out until 2022. So 10,000 pre-orders. Okay, let's say people got that at a starting price of $37,000. So 37,000 times 10,000 pre-orders. That is $370 million in revenue. Also, they're outsourcing their production, which gives them a higher profit margin compared to any other automaker in the electric vehicle industry. And they don't have to make the cost of creating factories and stuff like Tesla. So $370 million is your number, and that's 2 years ahead of them actually releasing the car. That is pre-order revenue numbers. Hopefully that answers your question. So I see that for fib, support, and resistance, you count the candle and shadows. How important is it to look at the shadows when working with fib, support, and resistance? I don't know what you mean by shadows. By shadows, you mean like the candle body? I don't really hear the term shadows too often. Where is it at? So I'm trying to understand that question. Sorry. I see for your fibs, support, and resistance. I think by shadows you mean like the wicks, right? Yeah, that's probably what you mean. It kind of just depends on personal preference. When I'm using any hourly time frame, I'm going to use candles. If I'm using the daily time frame, that's when I use candle bodies. So yeah, so when I'm using like the daily, that's typically when, why is my mouse, oh, what did I just do? Oh, I just clicked on something I did not mean to. I'm sorry, give me a second. Sorry for the delays right now. Alright, I need to get the chat back up. I just closed my chat, so I can't see the chat right now. So yeah, for like hourly time frames, I use candles just because the price really did go there in a shorter time frame. But if I'm using like daily, weekly time frames, I prefer candle bodies just because at the end of the day, that's where it closed at. That's where the people were satisfied with closing the price of that candle. How important is it to look at the shadows? I just feel like the wicks are better because the wick is where the price actually went to, technically, right? But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. And then what did somebody ask about DM? Brian says, I was looking at the 4-hour chart. Does that still count as hidden bullish divergence? So I'm currently looking at the daily. Great question though about candles. Hopefully I answered it correctly. So DM, you had the hidden bullish divergence right here, and it played out. It went from $16 to $22. So the hidden bullish divergence already played out. Like confirmed it's over because now your MACD went back to red. So this right here was your hidden bullish divergence playing out. Let me fix that. So as your hidden bullish divergence played out, and as it was developing, you went from 16 to 22. So to answer your question, who asked that? Brian, right? It technically already played out. Yeah, not much of an edge currently. It could go either way, solely based on technicals. EBS coming in from Mason. Drop some more tickers in the chat. What does everybody want to look at? Keep hitting that like button. We got 52 likes currently. Make sure to drop a like. Hit that subscribe button. And
what does it say?
Let me skip this song. If you want to send me a tip, it's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. What's happening with my audio? All right. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Somebody put me on the spot to talk about why I'm bullish on Fisker, and I was able to give multiple catalyst reasons and actual numbers based on pre-order revenue. So if you want to put me on the spot, go for it. I'll answer your questions. We can take a look at AMCI as well. So this is EBS. It's kind of at like a minor support level. I don't know. I'm gonna say that's gonna be your major support, 89.33, just because your 200-day moving average is there. It's your high from May of this year. It's your low from July of this year, you have a lot of price pivots at 89.33. Then you have another resistance pretty much right here, wrong button, pretty much right here at $98. It was your support right here in September. It was your resistance in October. So those are the two levels I'm looking at on EBS. Not much of a pattern, no divergence on the 4-hour, and no divergence on the daily. There actually could be some hidden bearish divergence, unfortunately. So that means you made a lower high on price from this high to this high, but you made a higher high on the MACD. You also made a higher high on your RSI. So yeah, I mean, even if you're looking at it locally, if you're looking at it from this high to this high, you still have hidden bearish divergence, right? No matter how you look at it. So I don't know, the oscillators don't look great to me on the daily, but those are your two levels to look at in terms of like the macro. Now we can go to AMCI, take a look at that. AMCI Acquisition Corp. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 60 likes. All right, we have 35 people in here. I don't know if all of you hit that like button, but if you didn't, hit that like button. Discord's coming out on Friday, website's coming out on Monday. A lot of good things are in the works. Just be patient, one more week and I'm gonna be able to unveil everything. And yeah, I'm probably gonna be posting a new trade tonight. I've seen a few nice charts that people requested in the chat, so probably will be, you know, dropping a new trade tonight, even though I didn't drop a trade today and I kind of put out a tweet about it. But like, I'm never going to force myself to put out a trade, just because if I'm putting out a trade, I really want to be behind it. I don't want to, you know, feel like I'm obligated to put out a trade because nobody's forcing me to. I could just never put out a trade again. I'm not, you know, I didn't sign any contract, right? But if something comes my way, as I said in the tweet, if I see something that I truly think looks good on the chart, I'll share it. It's just, quite honestly, I haven't looked at too many charts over the past 4 or 5 days. But I'll try and do some scanning tonight, see if I can come out with the trade. If I can't, then we'll just wait until one appears. You know, never chase, never chase. AMCI, nothing I can do here. Straight line up. I mean, I was looking at it back here at $11, $12 on Twitter. Somebody asked me about it. Literally right, I don't remember, was it right back here? I think it was right here. And it could, I literally said it could go either way. It was in the make or break area. If it fell under 13, it could have dumped. If it broke over the $13 resistance, it could have went up. And what did it do? It chose this way. 50-50, it chose one of the two ways based on technicals. Haven't seen too many catalysts, but there could have been a catalyst as well. I don't really keep up with it, but yeah, there's just not much I can do here. There's no pattern. There could be some mini 1 hour hidden bullish divergence, but I don't know about that for real. Your major support truly, wrong button, major support is truly 1459. And then your resistance would just be trying to make a new all-time high on AMCI. But yeah, that's AMCI. We got through a lot. I think I've been live for about, let me see how long I've been live for. Been live for a little bit over an hour, so I think we're gonna call it there. Just working on a lot of stuff for the free trading movement. Make sure you follow at Free Trading MVMT on Twitter. A lot of stuff coming out literally within the next 7 days, the website and the Discord, and a lot more than just that. That's what I've pretty much been working on. That's why I've been, you know, streaming less. That's why I've been tweeting less, trying to get everything set up for that. So get ready. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you for 55 likes. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll be posting, the timestamps will be out within about like 20 minutes. And yeah, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 EST. Bala says a new Twitter, a new handle. My actual Twitter handle, like personally, is still at Champion Vibe, but I made a new Twitter for the free trading movement, which is, I'm gonna type in the chat. It's at Free Trading MVMT, so go follow that on Twitter. Thank you guys for 500 followers on that Twitter account. Thank you for 4,000 followers on my personal Twitter account. Really appreciate all the support. Thank you for 1,300 subs on YouTube. Have a great night. Peace out. See you next time.